Alright, so I don't know if you can see that right there. That's a pretty big Bowie knife right there. So that's all I'm going to make for him. It's kind enough to send me some steel and a lot of other things. So I'm going to make it worth his while. That thing is pretty big. Alright guys, nothing new here. Safety precautions, of course. Earmuffs, the whole thing. Gloves. Cut this big piece of steel. And angle grinder. Alright, so now as we do is we got our profile lined out. We just cut the big pieces off. You could use a grinder or a bandsaw that will. I'm going to use a grinder because I have it. Alright, so I got most of the profile cut out. Okay, see, I got some space right there. This is a big knife. Now that's a knife. But that's what American Bowies are. They're big knives. They're huge. So I'm just going to ground it out a little bit more, straighten up the profile, start getting to where I want to be, and then I'm going to have to put a grind on that sucker. So that's what I call a knife. Alright guys, so got my little Dremel out. I'm gonna finish out this choil. Like I said, that high spark content is because of the carbon inside the steel. So far 5160 and 1095 seem to be my favorite steel, so that's what I'll probably be using a lot more. Alright, little trick I learned. You're going to have to set the ricasso is going to be back here. I'm going to have a finger choil over here. This is where the guard's going to be. But over here is where I want to start my blade edge. And I put a nice piece of tape right here so I know that I can't go past it. So I'm going to start in this direction and start from here all the way here. And this way the tape goes all the way around and tells me where not to go. Alright guys, so I'm going to take a break right now. Got to do some other things, but as you guys can see in the videos, sometimes I go from sander to sander and I change it up. And the reason that is because I don't have a Burr King or a batter or something that is really going to be beneficial to knife making. Those machines cost anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000, and I just don't have that money right now. Hopefully with these videos. It'll help me move things along, and I could start purchasing new equipment if I start selling some of these knives. Again, this is John's knife. I think it's pretty badass already. I'm gonna try to do some brass stuff here. Nice handle, really nice, easy to hold. And this is going to be the American Bowie. They will be available on the website once I'm done with this. I might make 2 of them, just so I have one for display, and then of course this one's going to be his, and I have to get more steel. This is This is 1/2 inch by 2. Okay, so this is 1/4 inch by 2 inch, and this thing is a beast. Overall length is 16 5/8. So, but believe it or not, it's really not that heavy. To be honest with you, it's 5160 steel, which I'm really loving. It's really not that hard to work with once you have the right sander and the right sanding materials, and it's really nice. So I think this will shine up really nice. I'm gonna make 2 of these bad boys, then send them off to heat treat, and then I'll have a really nice knife for John. So appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna continue on the process. Alright guys, so if you guys are like me and you have trouble, you know, getting this line cut straight, I usually just use a file, and what I do is I line up a piece of wood like that, and I just clamp it, and this way as I'm filing, it uses the wood as a guide, and I don't cut over and over and over until I get to the wrong spot, and it helps out a lot. So keeps everything nice and straight, and then of course tighten down your vise. Alright. Alright guys, there she is. That is what I call the American Bowie knife. That is John's knife. Basically what I did is I took the designs that he had and I incorporated my own. This is the steel 5160 by 1/4 by 2 inch by 36, and ground it all down, cut a lot, sanded a lot. It still needs some work. I have to buff it out before I send it to heat treat, but I want to make sure that you guys got a chance to see it. I'm going to buff it out and then take some more pictures of it, but get you some specs on that. Overall length wind up being 16.5 inches. The blade at the thickest point is about 1 5/8, so it's almost 2 inches. And then the thickness, of course, is going to be 1/4. Okay. I took liberties in some areas that I wanted to straighten some things out. I did use brass. I don't always use brass. You know, it was kind of new for me, so I put some pins here and some pin up here. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get a thick enough piece of brass and then pin it right through the brass, but I didn't have any of that, so I tried to improvise a little bit. I put the handles on there. These are not glued on yet. They will be after heat treat. I got to pull this whole knife apart, clean it up, and send it out to heat treat. I went with like some type of, this is all micarta handles. I think it's linen. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what they call it, tan linen or whatever. It's got a nice drop on it right there. I didn't put the fake false edge on there because I'm going to wait till I get it back from heat treat. There is some blemishes here and there that I gotta buff them out, but that's no big deal. It's not sharp right now, but it will be. Finger choil right there. And again, I think this is going to be my signature. This little square box up here, I don't know why I keep putting it on my knives. I kind of like the way it looks. It's not so much of a hook or anything like that, but it gives you more than enough space to put your thumb. I wasn't going to put jimping on here unless John wants it. You know, it's his knife. Tell me what he wants to do with it. If not, I'll just leave it as my signature. I did that on my other knife too. I don't know why, but it seems to be my thing. And I mean, honestly, if you want to use it as a fire striker, it's a nice place to put it. Instead of trying to go up here, it's nice and close, tight, and it's nice and flat, 90-degree level. And, you know, this thing's a beast. So, let's see how much it weighs. Hold on 1 second. With the handle and everything, you're at exactly 2 pounds. So, you're at 2 pounds. You are, you know, I'm pretty sure John's a big guy, so I don't have to worry about him. But it's my take on the American Bowie.